Okay, now this one here, we'll see what happens with this. I'm not sure exactly. I'm going to try to take some flakes off and make it flatter. Well, try is the word. It's really nice heat-treated material. I can definitely make a point out of this one here. But it looks like there's some issues in here. Some seams in the material, so I'm not too worried about losing that one. I know I can make something good out of this piece here. Here's one from the other. I can probably save some of these. I'm going to move on to the next one. This is the last one. See what I can do here. I'm just kind of testing it, see what's in there. It's really taking a toll on my hammerstone. I think it's going to break in half. Yep. Okay. I might be able to use that for an abrader later on. These are more consistent, these limestone. The sandstone tends to have layers in it. Okay. Let's see. If I can't find a good spot in the stone, I'll just call it good and be satisfied with the previous videos. And I'm using a soft stone because I don't want to create a lot of fractures in there that are going to be trouble later. And this is a nice beveled edge. I can get into the stone. It's kind of tough, but it's not too bad. It's a lot like the previous stone. So this is going to be a relatively small piece. You know, the preform is going to end up being relatively small because I really can't get into this stone easily. I don't want to do any fancy end thinning and have it wrap up and reverse hinge on me and break it in half. So, let's see, I can lose this corner here, so let me just turn that. So I just took some off so I can create a platform to strike a lot of this mass, hopefully, off the bottom. It's not too bad. It's still pretty tough material. I was hoping that would run further. Let's see, that angle is not too bad, but I'm not going to risk that. Okay, normally I don't work this type of stones. I'll just, you know, not bother with it, but this one, just for the video, I'll see what I can do. Because it is kind of small. It's going to be kind of small. I'm not going to push it too far. Bit of a risk on that platform, but sometimes copper can grip that and get in there. Okay, I mean, it wasn't too bad. I did take some of that mass off. I'm striking pretty hard and those flakes are flying everywhere. Okay, so that's about the worst turtleback you can imagine. Let's see what I can do. Now that most of the cortex is off. And it's really, really tough. Even with the heat treatment, I don't think it affected it very much. Okay. I'd love to be able to hit this with a hammerstone and take a lot of that mass off, but I don't see how. Now if I get rid of this, I'm going to have to get rid of some of that cortex anyway, so I'm going to lower this edge and hopefully I'll get a good beveled area that I can hit from. That's a theory anyway. I'm getting a lot of steps on this good side too. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, if I was able to achieve longer flakes, this tactic would work a little bit better. We'll see how far I can get with it before it starts getting too small. Let me see. Okay. If I could stay in the frame. Can't take shortcuts on that. Okay, with a few good hits, if I can get into the stone and knock off a few good flakes, then we're in business. But we'll see how it goes. Now with hammerstone I might be able to do something, but I really have to prepare those platforms well, and I don't know if there's enough mass. Okay, let's see. Well, that turtleback is persistent because the material is pretty bad right there. Even with massive hits, it's hard to run long flakes. But I may be able to get into that stone. What I mean by that is get one or two large flake removals that'll flatten it out. I mean, I guess you could say that you could try to pop the turtlebacks off, but it's more like trying to whittle it down instead of popping them off directly. If I can get a couple good flakes that I can capitalize on. See, if they would run further, it'd be a lot better. Let's see. Stopping right there. And I am hitting above center line, so that doesn't help either. But the material is extremely tough. But I'm gonna try anyway to see what I can come up with. I'm just curious now. And when I'm striking, I'm losing a lot of the angle because it's really pulling. It's really pulling on my hand. And it's hard for me to keep the angle. But I was able to get in there and catch the size of those steps and just power those off. And I might be able to get a way in. So yeah, that flick created a step that I was able to catch and then try to get some more of that off. But even in an ideal situation, this still is a very tough piece of stone. Even if I had an ideal preform, it's a very tough piece of rock to try to make anything out of. Okay, the only way I see to get in is to lose some more width. And my good side is quickly becoming not so good. Okay. Alright, so believe it or not, I think I see a way in with a few good strikes. Alright. Now those strikes are really, really hard. It's really taking a toll on my finger. But I think I got in there. Okay, so I managed to get this side fairly flat. Now I gotta attack this side. And the only way I was able to get in there is with some concentrated strikes and kind of using the tip of the flaker to get in there. Now it's still really thick, but it's manageable. Okay. If I lose some more of these corners, it'll make it easier to get in. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Not quite as far as I wanted. Let's see. See, I think what happens with those strikes is you lose the angle because it's such a hard strike. Not too bad. Okay, I gotta lose some more width if I want to get in there. Let's see if I can adjust this so I don't keep wandering out of the frame. Okay, let's see if I can. There's some strange seams in there. Okay. Very tough rock, taking its toll on my abrader. I put so much pressure on this flaker that it's starting to loosen up. So much stress. Let's see. And that also prevents flakes from traveling, so I think that's about as far as I can get it. Without a firm seat on that tool, I doubt I'll be able to get it thinner than that. Unless I go a lot narrower. Okay, so just for curiosity, let's see how far I can get. I'm going to switch down to a 1/4 inch and abuse this one too. All right. Okay, better. Not too bad. that rock is just really tough. The only way I'll be able to get that is if I, remove some more off the base. Create a platform on the base. But I've already used up a lot of my opportunity there. Let's see. I used up a lot of my opportunity already, and it's created some steps there. Okay, let me try to get in this way. Let's see if I can't take a flake here. If it doesn't work, then I'll just call it good, and that'll be it. No, platform just not strong enough on that strike. So I'll call it good here in a little bit. I still want to see how far I can get. I'm just going to try as many opportunistic flakes as possible and see how flat I can get. So right now I'm just curious to see. I normally don't spend this much time or abuse the tools this much anymore. On preforms like that. But I think it's a good exercise because it helps to get in the mindset that if you learn how to nap well when you're under when you're using a lot of force, of course it's hard that way, but if you can produce flakes under the extreme conditions, then it just makes it much more easy to produce good flakes when the conditions are less stressful. And but I don't recommend it for beginners because it just gets way too stressful, and you get discouraged and you want to quit. And when your mind wants to quit, the points don't come out very well. Alright, so I'll probably have to make a couple new flakers. Oops. Because hitting this hard on stone like this, it really loosens up these bits. So I'll probably have to, turn them around and re-drill and put the bits on the other end, which is fine. It's just part of maintenance. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to get it as flat as I can. Not sure how successful I'm being, but okay. I keep forgetting that, you know, I'm thinking I can do one or two really good strikes, but flakes don't carry that far on this material, so I may just create an island. So I'm thinking I can, you know, shoot a flake from somewhere, but this material really doesn't allow long flakes without a really big platform. And the opportunity for big platforms has pretty much dried up. So, let's see, so far that's what I've got. It's just, I've got it down to like an arrowhead size preform. From that big old clunky piece, which is, you know, it's not really that good as far as yield, but it did satisfy my curiosity. Yeah, I'm just going to create an island there. So in order to get that, I'll have to remove a lot more off the base and continue. But I'm getting pretty tired, so I think I'll just call it quits really soon. And I'm gonna keep, either the camera keeps wandering or I keep drifting. Anyway, I'm gonna post this video just for you guys who are struggling with this sort of thing. Everyone struggles with the turtlebacks and tough materials and stuff. I know that doesn't help too much, but you know, it's pretty common. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it. In order to remove these steps, I'll have to you know, do some pressure flaking and create some good platforms. I think I can still remove that and come up with a good arrowhead size. But it's a lot of material to go through just for a small arrowhead. But there you go. Kind of cruddy on this side, but not too bad on that side. All right.